My favorite gels are, life would be so much easier if I had short hair. Definitely make sure you're using that. I don't want to do any curl training anymore. Hair is falling out. Why is it breaking off? We shouldn't be using. Hi guys, it's Lana here. I actually haven't done a Q&A for the longest time on this channel. I think literally like 4 years. I asked you on Instagram for your questions, and I also asked you on the YouTube community tab. If you didn't get to ask me a question, you could drop another one in the comment section. Maybe I'll do this again, or maybe I'll just reply to you in the comments. But yeah, if you ask me a question, let's take a look at them. These are going to be mainly hair care focused because I asked for specifically hair questions. I actually had so many questions, like so many more questions than I thought that I was. Oh my gosh, it's still scrolling. Like so many more questions than I thought I was gonna have. So hopefully this video is helpful, and if it's not helpful, then I hope that it's at least entertaining. Sit back, get comfortable, do whatever you gotta do, and let's get into the question. Daniela McCauldron says, how do you come up with new hairstyles all the time? So obviously I work on YouTube, I work on Instagram, and I have it in my mind that I should be looking for new hairstyles, so it's always kind of at the back of my mind. So I'll take note of things that I see in real life, that I see in magazines, TV. Just while I'm scrolling through Instagram, I might see something that I can take inspiration from, and sometimes I'll just be like laying in bed or be in the shower and I'll have an idea come to me and I'll think, I want to do something like this. And like with everything, I've probably been inspired by something like subconsciously or something. So I don't know, I just fill myself with inspiration. There's inspiration everywhere, honestly. So I feel like that's a great way to get some inspiration. So if you guys want some curly hairstyle inspiration, you could do all of that, or you could just watch my videos where I've like summarized it all for you. How's my hair looking, by the way? I feel like I look like a boy. Do you know what's funny? I've got two opposite questions here, so they're literally side by side. Someone says, I'm lucky my hair curls beautifully, but my roots stay frizzy. How can I fix it? And then the next person says, my roots are very flat. They destroy my beautiful hair. So we've got one person who's got very flat roots and one person who's got very frizzy roots. So I'd say like with the frizzy hair, like maybe think about your hair pattern. So is it that you've got a tighter curl pattern, maybe framing your face or something like that? Are you applying products to the top of your scalp? Are you touching your hair a lot? Are you creating frizz there? Is your hair fully moisturized? Is your scalp healthy? And then if your hair is feeling really flat towards the top, then see, like my hair is pretty flat at the top, but that's because I've actually got a pretty loose hair pattern. So my hair is 3B, so I really don't get a lot of volume at the top, and I've just kind of learned to embrace that. But something that will weigh my hair down more is if I put product too close to the top of my head. I'll wash my hair if my hair is starting to feel oily at the top, because that will make it quite flat as well. And then you can think about the way that you dry your hair as well. Diffuse, and I tip my head upside down for diffusing, and by tipping my hair upside down, it helps to create a lot of volume in the top. So if I just dried my hair flat, it's gonna dry flat. So yeah, just using less product and tipping your hair up while you diffuse it, that can really help with flatness on the top. My hair dries out quickly, so how do I keep my curls from being a frizzy, dry mess on humid days? I guess there's lots of reasons why your hair would be drying out quickly. There's a fly just literally flew right into the lens. And that might be because you have a highly porous hair type, or because of the humidity in the air, like you say. So what I would recommend is making sure that your hair is fully moisturized at all times. So deep conditioning on a regular basis, making sure that using those leave-in conditioning products and those gels and even an oil to lock that in. And then if you can get your hands on some sort of curling gel that is specifically designed for a humid environment, then definitely make sure you're using that. And I know that the curl company creates one. They've got one that's like the anti-humidity gel, and I'll leave this one linked down below. It's actually part of my Lana Summer curl bundle at the curl company. But saying that, I actually like a bit of frizz. Frizz is my friend. It gives me a lot more volume, so I've got some frizz today and I'm actually loving it. Spooky Scary Jazzy says, go-to hair ties. So my go-to hair ties, if you didn't know, I actually own a curly hair brand called Headshi Hair. So Headshi is a combination of headband and scrunchie, and this was kind of my first ever design in hair accessories. It's an extra large scrunchie that can be worn as a headband or a scrunchie. It's a great 2-in-1. It looks so cute. I'm obsessed with them. I wear them all the time. I tie my hair with them at night. I tie my hair into a bun with them when I'm working out. I'll put my hair back in them when I'm washing my face. So they're just really helpful, and it's my brand. It's up there on my Instagram profile. So if you didn't know that already, now you really do, and those are my go-to hair ties. Do you ever go to a curly salon for a cut and curl education? I do, and it's amazing. I have actually never been to a hair salon for a curly haircut. The only time that I've ever been to a salon for a trim was, well, actually I didn't go there for a trim. I went there to get my hair chemically straightened. So the very first time that we got my hair chemically straightened, she also gave it a little trim, a little dusting off the ends, I think she called it. And that is the only time that I've ever had my hair cut at a salon. Never been, and I actually don't plan on going because I really like my DIY curly haircuts. I just posted one, so if you haven't seen it already, I'll put it up here. Spooky Scary Jazzy also says headbands or bandanas. This one, I actually saw this question because I was scrolling through the questions earlier, and I actually had to have a deep think about it. Like, I was like, wow, reevaluating my life choices here. And I was thinking about headshie, and I was thinking like, well, like a headshie is part headband, and we sell headbands. I love headbands. If I was Blair Waldorf or Serena, Blair Waldorf would be a headband, Serena would be bandana, and I definitely feel more affiliated with Blair Waldorf. And also, I was thinking about the bandanas that I sell on my site and the hair scarves that we sell on my site. The majority of the time, if I'm wearing them, I will actually just fold them into a strip and wear them as a headband. Like, I'll actually just like put my hair back with it. So I think it's gonna have to be headbands. Thanks for the question. I've been getting a lot of questions about my haircut. Am I gonna cut my hair into a bob? You know, sometimes I do think life would be so much easier if I had short hair, if I had shoulder length hair. Maybe I could even get a pixie haircut. At the moment, I honestly don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot, but I feel like I'm right at the start of thinking about it. I don't know, I was kind of thinking about it, but kind of not obsessing about it. My hair is not going anywhere. I actually did cut quite a lot off the other day. Everyone can relax a little bit. Ken Porter 94 says, how do you maintain your curls at night? So I actually posted a few like reels and TikToks about this, but I don't think I've made a YouTube video. I basically wear a headshie. I'm so sorry, I keep mentioning my brand, but like people are asking me like the products and the accessories that I use, and I can't lie, I only use the ones from my brand basically. So I put my hair very loosely into a headshie, like extremely loosely. I'll put it like once or twice around so that it doesn't squeeze my hair or put kinks in it or anything. And then I will I'll do that low down because I find that if I put my hair in pineapple, that's when I get tangles. So I'll put my hair low down and then I'll actually just flip it up and I'll put the headshie bonnet on top. And that's how I sleep every single night. The bonnet doesn't fall off. My hair is nicely preserved in the morning. That's what I've done this morning. That's my go-to curl maintenance at nighttime. Alicia Gregory says, best products and ways to reduce frizz. So I would say there are basically two ways to reduce frizz. The first way would be with your products. So I feel like you definitely need to get some sort of like curl defining gel or cream up in there. My favorite gels are the Flora & Curl defining gel, which also comes in a 1 litre bottle at the moment, and it's just amazing. It lasts a really long time, and I've been using that for like 2 years, maybe even more. Another one that I really like, which is by the Curl Company, that was also just really great. I really like their curl lotion as well because it's quite moisturizing. It's a really good all-in-one product. Love that. It's like, it's nice and slippery and it has a really nice scent as well. Then the third one I really like is by TGIN. So there's a nice little like bundle that you can put together. I think it's their rose something line, and they have the leave-in conditioner, the volumizing mousse, and the defining gel. And if you use all three of those, your curls are going to be defined, volumized, and moisturized. That's really good. But if you don't want to like invest in all these products, because obviously products you have to like keep refilling them, and I know a lot of people just don't really like putting a lot of products on their hair, so you can go down the other route, which is basically with curl training, curl defining, using a brush or your fingers. There are a whole bunch of methods. There's like the Denman brush method, you can twist it, finger coil it. There are so many things that you can do with your fingers or a brush or a comb to get ultra definition, no frizz, none of that. However, I'm kind of moving away from that right now, and maybe I'll explain why a little bit later on. Middle or side part. So as we can see, I am currently rocking a middle part. I think it suits me a little bit, I don't know. But yeah, basically when I wash my hair and I part my hair and I like style it and everything, I always do the center line. However, it doesn't mean it's gonna stay there. It just means that it's there if I want it. However, like throughout the day, I must say throughout the day, I always have my hair in a bun. But if my hair is not away, like if my hair's down, I will constantly be flipping flipping it one side to the other. So it actually takes quite a lot of effort for me to like remind myself not to flip my hair over. Like I have to be like, no Lana, today your hair's in the middle today. That's what we're doing. You know, like I actually have to remind myself. Otherwise I'm like, woo, woo, woo. My hair is a free spirit. Can you do hairstyles for school for very thick, short, curly hair, please? I probably won't be doing that. Firstly, because I don't have very short hair. And so I'd have to bring someone else onto my channel to do that with. And secondly, because I personally feel like I'm past the age where it's like normal for me to be doing back to school content. So like a few years ago I loved making back to school content. I would get really excited around August, September time, whereas now I haven't been in school now for so long that I literally forget that it's back to school season. Like to me, I'm just like, oh no, summer's ending, and I've literally forgotten that people are going back to school. Maybe now I just feel like there are more appropriate channels where you would find back to school content, but I'll definitely keep making hairstyles videos and curly hair routines and that kind of thing. Somebody says, how do you get so many ringlet spirals in your hair? It's just the cold definition, honestly. I think if you ever see me with a lot of ringlet spirals, it's probably been done via the Denman brush technique. It's kind of naturally there, but also in some pictures it will look like extra defined because of the defining technique. I've kind of made a little bit of a commitment to myself that I don't want to do any curl training anymore. Firstly, because it's a bit time consuming. So sometimes I just want to have a really relaxing hair wash. I just want to get home after a day at the beach. I want to get done swimming and I just want to come home and I just want to wash my hair, shampoo it, condition it, shake my hair around and be done. And then when you're actually doing it, it can take anywhere from about 3 minutes to 10 minutes depending how intensely you want to do it and how defined you want your hair and how perfect you want it. Maybe you just don't want to do it for 10 minutes. It doesn't sound like a lot, but maybe you just don't want to do it, especially when you know that it's going to lead to a longer drying time because the curls are so clumped together. I do find that my hair takes longer to dry like that, and it increases tangles because you are having like literally tight ringlets and things. Like my hair, like I haven't done it today and my hair is still curly, but it's just not, it's not in those tight little ringlets. And I find that when it's in those tight little ringlets, it does actually tangle quicker and I get less volume and all of this kind of thing. And I feel like because it's taking long to dry, I'm spending longer on it with the diffuser. That's more heat that could potentially be damaging. All of this manipulation could potentially be damaging. So I actually just don't want to do it anymore. And I'm going to make a commitment to myself. I don't want to do any curl training for at least a month. Hidden in the Stars said, how often do you get a proper trim? So I personally do a DIY haircut usually about 2 or 3 times a year. So there are 2 questions from CDGZ. So first of all, she says, how do you manage to stick to a hair routine? Weekly hair masks, it's hard for me. So interestingly, I actually made a video about this. It's kind of my job is to look after my curly hair. So whereas other people are juggling their full-time job, they're juggling their career alongside things like curly hair care, which can be quite demanding. For me, it's all wrapped up in the same. So like if I have a day of filming, the filming might include doing a deep condition. I just want to be really transparent about that and really clear and not try to make out that like I'm just really great at time management. And if you genuinely don't have time to do it, then maybe have a look at some products that are designed to work faster, such as the Garnier 2-minute hair mask. Shampoo your hair, stick the mask on, do your shave, body wash, whatever it is you're going to do, rinse it out and you're done. And you don't have to be doing this extra long styling routine afterwards. You can literally do what I did for this. Like my hair right now was so easy because all I did was I just washed my hair really quickly, chucked the products in it, brushed the products through, shook my head around and walked away. And that was so much quicker. So there are ways that you can do it. Also maybe scheduling into a calendar. So at the moment I've gone absolutely nuts about scheduling and calendar because I was finding myself really getting down and like almost getting depressed over the fact that I wasn't meeting deadlines, that I wasn't getting things done. And I was just like, let me just organize my entire life. Things like hair washes are in my calendar. If it's something like that, like if it's a time management thing, then maybe have a look at scheduling and scheduling your calendar like down to the last second, because that's really helped me with a lot of things. So Nadu6 says, how to deal with flyaways. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I have flyaways as a big issue. That's a lie. Like sometimes I literally look like Einstein, like I have my hair just going crazy, especially if I go out on a windy day. My hair is just like, whew. Everybody knows it's windy outside. I don't care. They know it's windy. I know it's windy. They take one look at my hair and they say it looks like Einstein. If they can't figure out that it's because it's windy outside, then that's on them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like past the point of worrying about that kind of thing. However, if I do feel like it's going to be an issue, I will literally just put some hair gel over my hair. So really quick little thing. If I'm going to like the gym, or if I'm going to the yoga studio, if I'm going to the supermarket, I'll put my hair into a bun like I always do, and I'll just get my little edge brush and I'll just sweep it back with some edge control. I'll sweep back the flyaways. They're done, they're handled, they're not a problem. Gabby May says, what are some products that you like to use for when your hair is dry? I actually don't know what you mean. So if my hair is feeling dry and it's feeling brittle, I will go and wash it. I'll deep condition it. There are so many deep conditioners that I use, like the ones from Garnier, Curl Company. Oh, there's one by Aveda. A lot of them generally just do a similar thing. Then I'll just make sure that my hair is fully conditioned, fully moisturized. I'll use leave-in conditioners and curl products to keep that moisture locked in, and we're good. But if my hair is dry, so if I was gonna go out like this and I just noticed that my hair was not looking its best, my hair is dry, it's not wet, how can I fix my hair up? It's probably going to be the Cantu Curl Activating Moisturizing Cream, the one with 100 different names. I'll spritz it with water, I'll add some of that, or spritz it with water, add some oil. Lots of different products do a similar thing, but that is what I like to do. Nenny Whitlock says, do you do co-washes? If you do, how often do you do it? So I actually do co-washes. It's always so funny when I say do. There was a while where I do co-washes a lot more often. Then I sort of fell off with doing that. But I think now that it's been summertime, it's been hotter, I've been working out more, I've been going into the sea a lot more. It just means that I want to wash my hair a lot more often. So if I'm washing my hair too often, I don't want to dry it out with sulfates. So that's a really good reason, like that's a really good time to be doing a co-wash instead. I never really just wash my hair just with conditioner because I don't really like doing that. So I'll use something like a cleansing conditioner. At the moment I've been using a cleansing conditioner from Grow Gorgeous, and it's gorgeous. It's actually gorgeous. It's really cleansing. You can feel it really working. Your hair feels really clean afterwards, but at the same time it's very conditioning. I think it's probably one of the best cleansing conditioners I've ever used. Like, I remember the very first time I used it, just being amazed at how much slip it was giving me for detangling. That was a major selling point for me, so I've really enjoyed that. Maybe I'm doing that maybe like once every 2 weeks. So I have like my regular wash, which is once a week, and then sometimes I'll feel like I need to do an extra wash because of something that I've been doing. Christy Connolly says, does the bottom half of your hair near your neck get frizzy when you wear it down? For me, it's not so much that it gets frizzy, it just gets hella tangled. So if anyone else struggles with that, there's actually a few tricks that I learned for that, and that's just really focusing your leave-in conditioner. And if you can find a leave-in conditioner that's also a built-in detangling product, like a leave-in detangler, I know there's a few brands that do those, and I'll link them down below. I know Flora & Curl does one. I think that maybe Bumble & Bumble does one. Flora & Curl for sure does it. So I just really focus a leave-in detangler down by my neck because I notice that's the area that gets tangled first. But yeah, that's the main problem that I get with that, much more than like frizziness, I'd say. So I've got another question here. It's biggest myth in hair care. The biggest myths in curly hair care. First thing that comes to mind is that you should cut your hair every 6 weeks. That's just not true because everybody's different. Everybody has a different rate of hair growth. Everybody treats their hair differently. So if your hair is healthy and you look at your hair and you don't see any split ends, no wear and tear, there's just no need to cut it. Second biggest myth in curly hair care, do you know what? They have really been lying about curly hair care for the longest time, is when people think that curly hair and afro hair is very coarse. So coarse actually just refers to the thickness of every strand. I think people think coarse means rough. That's not what it means in hair care. And people think that curly hair and afro hair is going to be rougher. So I'm sure there are some people who have thicker strands who have curly and afro hair, but for the most part, curly hair and afro hair tends to actually have very fine strands. So that is what makes curly hair types more prone to damage, because it's so fine. Whereas people who have very straight, very thick hair strands can grow their hair very fast because it's very robust. It doesn't break as easily because the strands are so thick. So there you go, there's your little lesson. That is a big myth in hair care. Another myth in curly hair care at the moment that's going around the community, it's coming up on my recommended page, is that everyone needs to stop using oils and butters. I haven't really looked into it, I haven't really watched the videos, so pretty much just dismissed them because I'm like, no, like I'm not listening. You can't take away my oils and butters, you can't. If that's what I think it is, if they're really saying that we shouldn't be using oils and butters in our hair care, I'm just gonna have to say that that's a myth. I can't get on board with that. That's some mythical conspiracy. That is a sabotage right there. Maybe I'll research it, I'll change my mind, but that is how I feel at this present time. So Linda Tedler says, really love you and your hair. I'm a 3C, but the front of my hair isn't growing. Help by natural ways. I guess you'd want to kind of figure out why the front of your hair isn't growing. For me, I feel like the front of my hair doesn't grow as quickly pretty much because of what I do to it. If you're having a lot of like breakage around your edges, then that could be because of tight hairstyles, heavy edge products, build up of makeup and skincare products that's getting swept back towards your scalp and that kind of thing. It can damage the health of the scalp and it can prevent your hair from growing as much. So you need to make sure that you're keeping this area of your hair just very clean and nourished. You can use a hair oil, you can put a headband on while you're doing your skincare routine to make sure that the products aren't going back into your hair. Before, I used to take care of my hair really well. I would get so much breakage. Like I would literally look and I'd be like, my hair is falling out. Why is it breaking off? And I would be like, oh, I've got a fringe that I didn't ask for. Chances are your hair doesn't naturally have a fringe. Chances are you tie your hair back into a ponytail or a bun almost every day and it snaps at the point of the hair tie, and then when it comes forward again, your hair is about this long. I try not to do it anymore. Obviously I always use satin scrunchies and I don't tie my hair as tight. So there was a time when the fronts of my hair would never get longer than this because that is where it would sit in the hair tie and it would break. Whereas now I'm being much better and it's growing. And now I don't have like this involuntary fringe anymore. So yeah, I guess there's two reasons why your hair might not be growing at the front. That's all I can think of. But don't take my word as gospel, there could be other reasons as well. So just to round that up, make sure you're using satin scrunchies, don't tie your hair as tight. Use hair oils to nourish your scalp and give it good nutrients. Make sure your hair is clean from makeup and other skincare products that might be getting pushed into the front of your hair as well. Also, sleep with a bonnet or a satin pillowcase. Also, don't use heavy edge creams and gels. Also, if you're wearing wigs, that could seriously damage the front part of your hair as well. Whew. The front parts of our hair are really going through it, aren't they? So somebody says, can you do a hygiene routine or what's in my shower? That's actually a really good idea for a video and I'm definitely going to take that on board. I love watching routines like this. I love getting nice and girly and like it just makes me feel like nice and cozy to watch that kind of video. So I'd love to make that video. And also I think it would be the first time that I would actually be taking you for a tour around the bathrooms of my new house. Fatima B269 says, have you tried henna, Curlsmith or Pantene Curls products? See, when you guys are asking me about products, it just makes me realize how much work I have done over the past few years, honestly. So I actually have never used henna in my hair. Maybe I'll try it. If I get some greys or something soon, I'll definitely be invested in henna. I've actually not really done a lot of research on henna. But then when it comes to Curlsmith, I was actually part of like the consultation team for the Curlsmith products. I actually really love how they turned out. I definitely think they took all of our ideas on board. Things like not making the scent too prominent. So I really like that they have like some really nice subtle scents and just a really good range of products. From what I can remember, I really did like their shampoos and conditioners. I haven't used them in a really long time though, so I don't know if they've like updated anything. As well, when it comes to Pantene, they have a gold series and I actually worked with them on a huge campaign. As far as I know, it was shown globally. I think it was shown in Europe and Asia. Funnily enough though, I never saw it here, but I was just being told by the Pantene team that it was doing really well and it was like in these countries where it was being shown. So yeah, I don't know, it was never actually shown going here, but that was a really fun shoot and I love the line. The line is amazing. They have a detangling milk, so that's really good. They have a co-wash product as well. This gold series, by the way, is designed for black hair, so maybe it's the detangling milk and the hydrating oil that I really loved. And they have this curl defining pudding as well. It's honestly, it's all really great. I remember mentioning that when I did like the wave formers in my hair, or like if I do a braid out or something, one of my favorite combos for refreshing that and making it look shiny and healthy and defined again is with this one Mark Hill product combined with the Pantene hydrating oil. It works wonders. Litzy Rodriguez 44 says hair accessory recommendations: scrunchies that won't dent your hair, ties that won't snap on thick hair. Girl, where have you been? Literally, guys, if you look on my Instagram page, it says buy me, and then it says like buy me as in like my creations, not buy me as in buy me. You know, if you go over to Hedgy Hair, scrunchies, head cheese, like it's all there, and these are things that I genuinely use all the time. I have every single color headshie in a drawer, like even the ones that you can't buy anymore, so the ones that are like last season or they were 2019 stock. I have one of every color. Scrunchies, headbands, headshies, hair scarves, I have it all. Thank you guys so much for the questions. I really enjoyed sitting here and filming this. It was just really nice to see where your guys' heads are at. So get me on Instagram, follow my business page if you want to as well. Have an amazing day. Keep being the sweet and lovely human beings that you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.